kind of the highlight or low light, the most dramatic thing that happened was I made some tacos, right? I've been making taco stuff off and on for like kind of just trying to figure out different ways to make it, different things to add into it. Just basic stuff. Ground turkey, taco seasoning, chop up a bell pepper, chop up a potato, chop up onions, throw that in there, add some spices, extra spices to it. Really doing it up, trying to zhuzh it up as much as possible. And adding some black beans to it. Just trying to make basically this slop that I can put in a tortilla, spread some cheese on it, put some lettuce, some sour cream. So I don't have to go to like Taco Bell, just make a bucket of slop, which is going to be at a much higher quality and better types of things than you would get at a Taco Bell in this slop. But then you're getting, it's perfect. It's like way better and super easy. So I've been doing that because it's just like something super easy I can eat while I'm working and I have to think about doing stuff. I've also been trying to build up this tuna salad thing, which my most recent one was amazing. It was like I'm going to be living on tuna. I'm trying to come up with a couple easy kind of meals that I can make that are just kind of almost feel like snacking, just like so I can eat a little bit here and there when I'm hungry, but not like making actual big meals. Just trying to change my diet up a little bit slowly. So anyway, I made these tacos. I put these black beans in, which, black beans are great. High in fiber, high in protein, I think, as well. But they also make you fart a lot. So I've been farting a lot. Specifically, so I made all these tacos. I think it was was it Wednesday morning or Thursday morning? Like Wednesday night, I was farting so much. And there's a worry that happens when you fart a lot, when you're farting a lot, because it's like at some point the other material inside of your intestines is assumingly getting closer and closer to the end of that tunnel. And all these farts are just, it's honking for right away, just trying to wait for its time to get out. And sometimes farts can feel a little, maybe they don't feel always as dry, right? Sometimes there's some humid air that comes out of your farts, right? But when you're sleeping, you're just kind of farting. It's coming, and like, I think a lot of times, at least in my experience, I wake up to fart. It's a weird thing. Like, I am conscious of my farts, as I'm sure I'm farting also while I'm sleeping and dreaming of whatever it is I'm dreaming. But it seems like I wake up a lot to witness my farts while I'm sleeping. Or every time I wake up to move or something, I also fart. But it was happening a lot. I woke up the next morning and it's been cold, so I have electric blanket going while I'm sleeping to make sure I'm nice and warm and cozy, because I sleep so good when I'm nice and warm and cozy. But sometimes, because I got the electric blanket, it's a little bit too warm and I get a little sweaty, right? So my undercarriage area was moist, right? And I wake up, and what I do, because I help out around the house, is that a couple days a week, I drive my roommate's kid to school in the morning. So I get up early, which is whatever. So I get up early this one morning. I'm not sure if it was like a Wednesday or a Thursday, one of those 2 days. I almost want to say it was Wednesday. No, it could have been Thursday. I'm just trying to think of, or maybe it was Friday. Easily could have been either one of those days. Doesn't really make any sense. Doesn't really matter. But I woke up early. Had a little bit of moisture in my thing, so I put some baby powder on it, right? Just to help smooth things out, because it's like cold. I'm not going to be sweating. It's just I had the electric blanket up too hot. Izzy was sleeping next to me. It was just a little bit too toasty. Walk Izzy like I normally do. But then I'm going to, so I go get the kid in the car, and I like sit in the car, and I get this waft of smell, right? I sit down in the car, I get this waft of smell. And it smells like a baby's diaper full of shit. It's what it smells like. Now, I know what the baby powder part of that scent mixture comes from, because I put the powder on the moist testicular groinal area that needed it, just to freshen up in the morning. But the addition of the massive shit smell was something that I did not. And let me tell you, shit smells are bad enough. But when it's combined with baby powder, for some reason, there is a toxicity to that smell that is piercing. And I'm driving this kid to school, and I keep smelling this smell. And the whole time I'm like thinking of the night I had where I was just farting, all the black bean tacos, so many farts. I'm like, maybe there was some extra moisture to those farts. Maybe there was some extra content to that concert of methane that I produced the night before. Right? Maybe there was, because sometimes, you don't necessarily shit your pants, but you'll have some wet farts, and it's like, it's not good, but it's not as bad as shitting yourself. So I was like, maybe that was part of the moisture. Maybe it wasn't the electric blanket. Maybe it was the black beans I added to the tacos. The combination of black beans and my taco slop. Maybe it was like stinky moisture back there. Butt moisture. Butthole drool. But it smelled bad, man. So it's like, it couldn't, like, that's happened, sure. Does it smell? Yeah, sure. But like, only if you you have to like smell it, right? Like, if you have like a wet fart or whatever, a moist fart, you have to like have your face up on the underwear or whatever it is that you fart into. For the connoisseurs that know what I'm talking about, like, you got to get up in it to smell it. And this is just wafting. It smells like I shit my pants. Thankfully, my friend's kid, he's not saying anything. Maybe he thought it was him. But it smelled like I had a pant full of poo that I covered up with baby powder. And I'm even like, as I'm driving, I'm like I'm trying to focus my energy on the nerve endings of my butt region to see if I can feel any evidence of a solid or liquid situation. Like, did I shit myself? Like, I'm imagining like shit came out while I was sleeping and it just like stuck to my underwear, and just for whatever reason I didn't feel it. Like, you would feel it. But I was questioning myself because of my nose. My nose was like, there is a situation here. Like, you messed up, Ray. My nose is like, you completely shit yourself. Somehow you didn't feel it while you were on the walk with your dog. It wasn't like when you put the baby powder on, there was no situation, like your hand didn't come up covered in like, frosted poo nuggets. But my nose is like, there is a conspiracy. My nose is like Alex Jones. And like every part of me is like, what is going on? I need to get home to clean up this situation. Like clearly I had one of the most disgusting wet farts known to man. So I drop him off. I roll the window down, which it actually made it worse. There was like a siphon thing. It brought more of the smell. It was not good. It smelled like I was shitting myself actively at the moment, which I wasn't doing. I got home. Immediately, as soon as I got home, took off my pants. I smelled the ass end of my pants. I was wearing track pants. Put my nose up. I got up in it. The area you need to get to when you have wet farts and there's a smell. And I'm like, I guess like it just smells like kind of like I farted a few times, or like it is very faint. This was not the assault on my nostrils that I had. So I was like, okay, so it didn't leak through my pants. I guess it's still in my boxers. So it's like I took off the boxers, threw everything in the hamper. I got like a towel. I'm just wiping everything. I'm smelling the towel. I'm like I'm not getting anything anywhere. There's like nothing. I use a bidet. So it's not like I'm expecting to have like brown streaks, but I'm also expecting to see brown streaks because that is what my nose is telling me. Like everything in reality is pointing to there is no shit in or around my butt area. But my nose is unwilling to give up the situation, is unwilling to like let it go. I was going crazy. I'm smelling shit, but I cannot find it. Where is the shit? So I clean up everything, baby wipes. I like do it all, like throw, like I'm like, what is going on? I put on new clothes. I'm like, well, at least I'm like, it's the situation's cleaned up. Like I'm cleaned up there, so I know there's not going to be whatever shit there was disappeared. And I cleaned it. I have clean clothes on. I'm good. Everything's like whatever it was, I'm going to leave it behind me. It's just going to get washed, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, this phantom shit. And I can't smell it anymore. Put on fresh clothes. I go to sit down on my bed. I forget why I was sitting down on my bed. Putting my shoes on. I think I just put my shoes on. I sat down. Like I put my some sweatpants on just so I could be comfortable for the day. I sat down to put my shoes back on for whatever reason. I think I was actually going to go put my shoes on to walk inside to go further examine my situation. But anyway, I sit down, I put my shoes on. I'm just kind of sitting there perplexed. I'm like, what is going on? What was this smell? And I'm thinking it's like, for sure my friend smelled it. For sure her kid smelled it. You couldn't not smell it. To them, I shit my pants completely fully and drove in her car to go drop her kid off with pants full of shit. That's what it smelled like to both of them. And to me. And it just disappeared. What is this smell? And then I get a whiff of it again. I'm like, what is going on? I just changed. I cleaned up everything. I look down, and Izzy is like gnawing something off of my shoe. And I look, and my shoe is covered with shit. The fucking tacos. The whole time, it's the tacos, man. It's the black beans and the tacos, all the farting I did the night before. Of course I shit myself. It is the most likely situation that I shit myself. It makes the most sense. it smells like I shit myself. It's the perfect situation of shitting yourself, like variables that need to come together all at once. It's the Avengers of events that need to all coincide to like somehow shit yourself while you're sleeping and not know it until you're driving somebody to their school. But no, it was shit on my shoe. And I didn't even know where I stepped in shit. It had to have been, obviously, when I walked my dog. But, like, I'm on concrete. I'm on a street. I'm not, like, there's no shit in the areas I'm walking. And, like, if I, like, walked on the grass to go pick up my dog's shit, I would have seen the shit. Unless maybe it was shit that I stepped in the night before, but I still would have smelled the dog shit. Throughout the night, I would have smelled it. I would have smelled it. So it had to have been that morning. But it didn't leave shit anywhere. It was just, so it had to have been the first thing I did when I took my dog for a walk was step in some shit, and then I went on the walk, and most of it kind of just compacted in the tread of my shoe, you know, so it wasn't like fresh, wet, but it stunk. It stunk. So I had to hose off my shoes. But at least and Izzy was eating shit, but she is a dog. She's done that on occasion. Disgusting. So disgusting. But she found the culprit. Shit in my shoe. Did not even think about it. I was convincing myself that I had shit myself more so than the idea maybe I just stepped in some shit. No, Ray, you couldn't have stepped in shit. You had to have shit yourself. And you had to have shit yourself and convinced, like, despite the fact there's no evidence of you shitting yourself. You're, like, in so much denial that it could be any other thing, that it had to have been the shit from your own butthole. But that's what happens when you spend all night farting. And you're in your 40s and you're concerned because you know you've shit yourself. It's like so much more common now. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere our podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. And follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.